G'day, Steve here, Woodworking Masterclass. On a recent stream, I was asked to design a cabriole leg, or go through the process. And we did it live on stream, so the camera work isn't as good as I would normally like it, but I thought it'd be worthwhile, and you might learn something, and it's another video up there that could help people in the future. So here we go, how to design a cabriole leg. Who want to know cabriole legs? DB, tips on drawing cabriole. Yeah, look, it's easy. Hang on, I'll go and let's draw a cabriole leg. You've got to work out the structure that you're working with. Actually, have I got one? I might have one here. Wait a minute. Here we go. Look at. Look, aren't you lucky? Aren't you lucky? I just happen to have one here. Or that's you most likely can't see it. Whoop. Okay. That's a table that I make, and that's the legs. And you can see just on this, that's the finished one, but this part here, all the different drawings that I've done, because you want to get it right. What I normally do is you start out with an idea of what you want. Let's do one. And then you've got to work within what you're working with. So you just sort of start off, and there's different parts to the leg. There's the knee, there's the leg, there's the toe, there's the wing, and it's just got to all be proportioned, and you really want it to line up within that area. So, okay, we might go to there. And the thing is, when you're doing cabriole legs too, you can draw it, and it's not until you actually start to make it that you realise that it's not going to work very nicely. And you've got to work with the stock that you have. Okay, now, if you look at that one there that I've quickly, it's easy to move the camera around, isn't it? That's horrible, but it's a start. That might be the height that I want. So I might bring this down a bit more and bring the back of the knee around even further, and I'll get a rubber. And okay, that to me, that's starting to look nicer. In fact, if I was going to do this one, I'd have a post on it. So I'd bring it up about there, and the wing would come off that. I work on, okay, I like that bit, but right here, this part here is ugly. Don't like it. So I've got to somehow smooth that out. So I'll bring that down there, but then this is going to be too thin in the leg, so I'll bring that out a bit. As I do that, that's starting to take shape, but it's too fat here. Oh, that's starting to look nice. This bulges out here too much, so I'll straighten that up. Okay, then to smooth my lines out, now that's got to end up coming up here to nothing, really. So you look at it and you go, well, how do I want it? Do I want to? You can have them so they'll come here, and then you can have a double dip in the wing. But what you want is a nice lineal sort of curve. And with this, your grain direction is really important. Obviously the leg, the grain is going this way, but on the ears or the wings, the grain runs that way. If you have the grain running the same way on the ear or the wing, you've got short grain and it's going to break. Not only that, this is doweled to that, and then this is screwed to the underside of whatever it is you're working with. If you're using short grain there on the or end grain, up and down grain, when that expands and contracts, you're going to get a crack right through the middle of that. Whereas this way, it will still move, it'll expand and contract. The worst thing is you'll get something you can feel here, down in the corner, or it might separate from the top. Generally not. Generally you just get a bit of movement in this corner. I had a request from someone the other day about fixing a table up. And the table that they had, they sent me the photograph of, and it was made so the leg, the ear of the leg was actually up and down. So yeah, it was doomed for failure from day one. But actually I would bring this down a bit more and I would straighten this out a bit more. With cabriole legs too, you're governed by the size of the timber you have. Most cabriole legs I take out of 3x3 or 75x75 timber. Now here I've got a really weird quickie clerky thing. So I'll just get French curves and I'll play around. I don't know if you can see that. I'll play around until I get a nice curve, and what I'll do, if I've got a pen, I'll do it with a pen so you can see how I've just straightened it out. Can you see where it was? Whoops. It was sort of going in here and then down. But now with that French curve, I've got nice lineal flow all the way down. And same with the outside. I mean, you can buy these for a couple of bucks on eBay. Set of French curves, or you can spend $14 or whatever. If you look at that there, where that curve is fitting actually in that leg, that's really not a bad curve. So you just sort of bring that in, and we'll just bring it out here a little bit. So there you go. To me, it would take a little bit more work, but that's really not a bad cabriole leg. It's really not a bad cabriole leg to sort of begin with. You'll find when you work it and start making it, when you actually do, when you're going, oh, too big, no, or not big enough, but you've got to start with something, and then you experiment and you play with it, and then when you get your final table or a chair or whatever the leg's going on, do a mock-up of that, because you might be in love with the leg, but it won't suit the design of what you're doing. And later on, I'll actually do a cabriole leg. We'll do one live on stream from Woe to Go and show you how to do them, how to cut them out on the bandsaw, how to shape them, how to mark them, how to get the legs rounded so you don't get flat-sided or make them too thin. So all good.